You know, it really wasn't that long ago that a bio of Daniel Radcliffe would really center around two words: Harry Potter.
Expecto Patronum!
The most successful film franchise of all time, possibly the epic myth of our time. And the Potter films, as you know, turned Daniel into the most recognizable young actor on the planet. But post-Potter, Daniel's career has been moving at a breakneck speed. There was the genuinely, and I mean really genuinely creepy film, The Woman in Black. And now young Daniel, who's never shied away from having a little fun with his own image.
You've unraveled it. Ready for action. Let's hope it's big enough.
And did not shy away from bearing it all on the stage in Equus. He stars in 3 very un-Potter-like films, all of which played at the Toronto International Film Festival. First, a smart Canadian romantic comedy called The F Word. It is so good. Then Horns, the awesome book written by Joe Hill, turned into a film. Daniel plays an accused murderer who grows horns, accused. And finally, he stars as the young Allen Ginsberg in the movie Kill Your Darlings, about the real-life murder that brought together the writers of the Beat Generation.
There's more life in those 5 pages than in the dozens of bad sonnets we've read in this class.
Please welcome back to the program our buddy, Daniel Radcliffe. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
What's going on?
Thanks, man.
Come on. Last time you were here, you were Woman in Black. There was this. You were going down this horror place.
Yeah.
You know, and now it's comedy,
Yes.
and it's romance, and it's old school literature, and it's murder.
Yeah.
And it's coming of age. There's a lot going on.
There's
in
a
your
lot
head.
going on at the moment, yes.
Would you make these choices a little while ago? Which stories you want to tell? Now that they're starting to come out and you're seeing the finished product, what do you think about the sorts of choices you've made?
I'm really pleased. I mean, the fact you never planned for something to happen like having 3 films at Toronto Film Festival. It just sort of happened that way. But the fact that they're all here, and the thing that excites me about them is that they are all so different. And you know, I think I probably get more attention for picking different roles than most actors do, simply because I played one part for so long. Yeah. And so now people sort of notice more the fact that I'm choosing diverse.
You did something before this?
I did, yes.
I don't think we didn't do our research. What was that?
You know, the fact that I've now been able to come here and see all these films, and particularly like Horns and The F Word, I'm seeing finished for the first time. Yeah. Because the brilliant thing about the script for Kill Your Darlings is that you get it, and you know, people going to see the film will have a similar experience, I think, of going in thinking, okay, we're going to watch a film about the Beat Generation, about these icons, but actually the great thing about the story is that the story is good enough that they don't need to be famous people for you to be interested in it.
These were sticks of dynamite that these guys were lighting inside a generation.
Yeah.
Do you get the sense that maybe we could use some of those sticks of dynamite again?
Well, yeah, that's the thing. But I mean, I was having this conversation with somebody the other day because we were talking about why is it that the Beats... Because the impressive thing about the Beats is that they find relevance with every generation. There's very few things that do that so consistently. And I think part of it might be because it's something that we don't really have anymore, which is a genuine counterculture movement. And I think part of its existence and part of how it came about was the fact, you know, there was at one stage these 3 guys were writing, and probably about, you know, 15 people knew they were writing, and they were all sitting in, like, within a few blocks of each other in New York. And it was possible for movements and things like that to sort of stay small for a while. And now I think, you know, everything just explodes.
Did it teach you, or did you learn anything differently about the way society values men and the sorts of men we like to exalt?
Well, I mean, absolutely. I mean, I think the thing... John Krokidas, the director of this film, is his first film, his first-time director, and he co-wrote it with his college roommate, Austin Bunn. John was asked a question once in front of me when we were doing interviews together that was, you know, what kept you going when you were trying to make this film? Because, you know, John was trying to get this film made for 9 years and had people telling him just like, no one's going to ever watch you know, a movie about the Beat Poets, just don't bother. And, you know, told that repeatedly. And, you know, John said one of the things that was very important to him was to stay angry about a very, you know, an issue which is which has gained relevance actually recently with everything that's going on in Russia. But the fact that in 1943, 44, you could kill a man and say that he was gay and you were straight and he was a homosexual predator and you wouldn't be tried for murder.
You call it an honor
killing. You
killing.
call it an honor slaying.
Which is even worse, right? You know?
Absolutely. And you know, Lucien Carr, I think, served 18 months in a reformatory or something. You know, I mean, so it was a very, very different time and something to kind of remember and, you know, stay angry about.
There's a beginning, I mean, there's the young Ginsberg coming of age sexually, and there's a scene there, you know, where you have sex, and it's like, that's a big scene. I mean, I do wonder...
It's near the end of the movie.
Yeah, but it's there.
Yeah. I thought you said it was near the start.
No.
Rush into it.
No. Can you imagine? Doom, Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah, Jesus. Yeah,
but
that is, for people that haven't seen the film, that is not far from the position.
Yeah. I mean, it must be so much interesting to be able to do that kind of stuff now.
Yeah, I mean...
Is it scary? You know, not scary, but...
Well, it's interesting to do specifically that kind of stuff.
No. Like, I'm sure that's interesting to people, but I'm just... No, the idea that you get to even push yourself in that way.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's sort of the fact that I'm doing, like, a wide variety of parts and... But, I mean, to be honest, I've always been... Even during Potter, like, I was doing Equus, you know, during Potter, so I don't think that's... Yeah, I know, that's the thing, like, I love the fact I've got so many, you know, questions about this gay sex scene. I've actually got more questions about it than, like, people asked about, you know, the content of Equus, which I find very interesting. Like, I'm getting more questions for playing a gay man than playing a seriously disturbed teenager.
People just assume the horse, you know. No, but it's this idea that you've been able to, in short order, like, it hasn't been that many years, and the kinds of roles that you get to dive into now, I don't think a lot of people who start off in child work get to do this.
But I think, you know, I think a lot of it comes from doing Equus, and I think that was a big sort of statement of intent, and people kind of went, OK, well, he's serious about this. He doesn't want... you know, he's prepared to take risks, and I think, you know, I've been lucky in that people have seen that and have wanted to, you know, have rewarded it by giving me other opportunities. If you take every job as an opportunity to prove something, then hopefully you will prove something to somebody and they'll, you know...
Are you proving it to yourself as well?
Yeah, I mean, it's mainly, I suppose, mainly to myself. You've got, you know, I've learned that you sort of have to... The only definition of success that can matter is your own, because, you know, everyone else in the world would... seems to think that I've just been completely successful and you know, that I could just stop now. And sort of, you know, not everyone thinks that, but some people sort of have that attitude of, you know, that success is, you know, equates to money, and if you've done that young, then you've just been successful. And I actually don't think that's not how I regard it myself, because I regard success as, you know, becoming a better actor with every job I do and continuing to work. And I think I regard success as a career with longevity. Yeah. Like, that's a key part of it.
But even as a person, like, a place to go and have value and meaning and learn just as a human being, that's also success, right?
Yeah, absolutely, of course.
Those kinds of experiences. Stick around, more with Daniel right after this.
Yes, he does seem like a nice law-abiding young chap, but has Daniel ever broken the law? I'm gonna ask him next.
What was it like working on Harry Potter with Brendan Gleeson? And my second question is it professional to, when you giggle before a take, keep giggling all the way through the take?
Brendan Gleeson, who was in another fine Canadian film called The Grand Seduction. So, I mean, the Canadian film business is growing so much, having actors like him and like you in it. But
which is also written by Mike Dowse.
Michael Dowse, that's right. Yeah, he wrote the first draft of it. So, did you giggle through all your takes?
I didn't. I think that's more of a reference to the fact that I always used to take... I used to make fun of Brendan because Brendan is a really big, manly guy with a very high, girlish laugh. and he does have... I mean, he's got a proper laugh as well, but occasionally, when you, like, really make him, like, tickle him with something, he has, like, a high-pitched giggle, which is very funny when he was standing there as, like, Mad Eye Moody with his thing and his staff and
he's
just
just
looking mad. And he's going, yeah, it's very insane. So I guess that was a reference to that. But he is a gentleman, and like he's a lovely man to work with.
I know life isn't this organized, but I know that sometimes it exists in sports and sometimes in theater and film, where somebody who has if there are common experiences, you can call on somebody and say, hey, I've been there. Here's something to look out for.
Yeah, I mean, I have a couple of really good friends who have been in either film or TV or whatever it is that they do for a very long time, and I do talk to them a lot about, and I find it, I talk to a lot of people, people I meet who I may not know very well, but who are also sort of young actors. I find, it is a common experience, and it is something that it's a bit weird. And it's a bit of a weird life we all sort of have.
And there's a small group of you who can relate.
Yeah, and it is. And so it's nice to sort of... it's lovely to have people that you can talk to and can really sort of give you advice on just what to listen to and what not to listen to, and just remind you, like, what is actually important, what do you value, and what makes you happy, and don't listen to the rest of it.
Anthropology time. What was the last law you broke?
What was the last law I broke? I took like 3 lighters through the onto the plane last time.
Rebel.
Yeah, I'm sure you can't be allowed to do that.
Why did you bring lighters? What do you need lighters for?
Just lighting stuff on fire.
What are we lighting on fire?
Planes.
I'm gonna save you from yourself right now.
Thank you.
By not following up on that one.
The next time I'm on a plane, I'm just gonna just get my lighter out and just start doing that and see if the person next to me freaks out.
Tap nervously, right? Tap nervously and
like
do
I'm on Con Air.
Daniel Radcliffe, everybody.
Thank you very much.